Hi travelers, this is going to be your Cancer Sun, Moon, and Rising video for August 2025. Keep in mind that these are general readings and the messages may not resonate with everyone, so please check back to your Moon and Rising sign. Also, if you think you'd like to get a reading with me, go right here to my website. I have several reading packages and my turnaround time is 24 to 72 hours. That's all I'm going to say because I'm behind. So, let me show you who I have. I will have with me today the Radiant White deck, the La Vida Sibila for clarification should we need, and I'm going to be pulling a Second Gold Tarot at the end of the reading. I hope that my camera is acting right. I did some shuffling on the cards on your sign and glyph, but two cards already came out. They presented themselves. So I'm going to just turn the camera around and show you the cards. I won't shuffle anymore. Okay? So the cards that came out were that's too much light. Hang on. Were the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So I'm not gonna shuffle anymore because they're already telling the story. So I'm gonna cut the deck. It will be 9 cards down, and so here we go. The Emperor, the Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, next card, the Eight of Wands. So that's 2 8s. Eight of Swords, Eight of Wands. Last row, the Knight of Cups, the High Priest, the High Priestess, and finally, the last card down is the Six of Wands. So what is the energy over the whole reading? It is the Four of Wands. So what do I have? I have 2 major arcana cards, which are your spiritual lessons. I have 2 core cards, which are both of Cups, Queen of Cups, Knight of Cups. I have 1 Pentacle, 2 Swords, and 2 Wands in the spread proper itself. So the cards are read past, present, future. Past, present, future. Let me do it again because my hand wasn't moving. Past, present, future. Past, present, future with the interplay of the cards. Now, the way I read cards is that swords represent your thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communication. Cups simply represent your emotional quotient, how you feel about a person, thing, or situation. Coins represent either the doing of something or finance, money. And wands typically represent your focus, your passion, your determination, your desire, but they kind of blend in with your career. Okay? So, right in the center, I start with the Eight of Swords. It's an 8, and 8s are usually karmic numbers about money, about finances, but they can also represent being like a delay or obstacle or hassle. Things not going your way. And I have 2 of them. So the Eight of Swords is it's definitely a woman, and it's about a female who has put herself in a position where she does not feel comfortable. Okay? But you did it to yourself. Sometimes it's you either behaved in a way or you accepted behavior from someone who made you feel a certain way you're not comfortable with. Like the ends justifying the means. But it's the windmills of your mind, because you feel like you can't move. That there's nothing you can do about the situation. And if you look, the figure has a blindfold on, so she can't see a way out, and she's bound with bandages around her, implying that she can't move. She feels imprisoned. It's about fear, anxiety, things not going your way, not being able to speak the truth. But if you remove the blindfold and the bandages, you will see that you're not surrounded at all. You're not imprisoned at all. So the card says, if you feel like this, you may not be able to move when you want, but your mind is free to think about what you're going to do after the situation passes. And I know it's a hard thing to hear that you caused this situation yourself, but you did. Okay. So up here we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Cups. And that's saying that you're all in your feelings about this, whatever this situation is. And we have, I think this sword, the Ace of Swords is one of the most powerful aces in the deck. And when it shows up, it says something is going to change. You can't change it. You can't avoid it. It's going to change. But it's also a sword, so it's double-edged. This could be the excessive degree of everything. Fear, panic, anxiety, sadness, depression. But it can also mean that new ideas will be coming in, new thoughts, and maybe even a new contract. Because this right here, the ring on the sword represents a contract. Usually a marriage, but mostly a contract. And what's a marriage is not a contract. It definitely has to do with this older male. Here, the Emperor. So he can be like a father figure, a grandfather figure, a boss, an advisor, a mentor, a coach. He represents somebody who owns a lot of property. He has a lot of businesses or a lot of things that he deals with. He's also someone that you can go to get good advice if you need advice on something. But then again, when he's in his most negative aspect, he can be someone who is like, it's my way or the highway. Going back to the Eight of Swords. So I think there has been definitely some kind of communication between you and the Emperor. But I don't know if it's harsh words. And then we move to the second world. We have the Three of Pentacles. The threes always represent a moment of negotiations, moving forward. It implies cooperation, building things, making something solid. I didn't tell you about the four. The four is Emperor is a four, and the fours always stand for a solid foundation. That's it. So the threes imply that there could be at least three people involved in the situation. I have two core cards, and this, and I even have four right here. Two people, the High Priestess and the Emperor. So at least three people involved in the situation. And it says that because there are three people, there might be some kind of delays before future successes can be realized. Okay? But now we move to the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is known as arrows of love, or Mercury and Sagittarius. It implies that some news is going to be coming to you that will be exciting, to say the least. It may be about new love, or it could, usually it deals with travel. I have two horses here. Okay? So this is usually travel in connection with business. Like you might have to take a flight and then take a car someplace. But it definitely says when the Eight of Wands shows up, it says hang on because events are going to be moving fast. So fast you can't keep up. But look for some change of condition. So then we come to the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is always read Knights as only messages. You receive a message. Here we have it. A message is imminent. Like I say, within 8 days to a week. With the cup here, an offer. But their main role in the tarot is to move a situation along. The situation is moved along by a message coming in, received. Okay? But you don't know how to feel. Because he's kind of a fickle energy. He says all the right things. He does all the right things. But you can't pin him down concretely. You see how his horse is stopped in mid-stride? He hasn't crossed the water yet. So your emotions are not sure. Can you trust what he's saying? And so we have the High Priestess sitting in between these two horses. And the High Priestess says, trust your intuition. Trust whatever your intuition is telling you. And don't be swayed. The answer is found within. So it's about meditation. It's about deep thinking, contemplation, weighing things up. I don't know why, but the initial B, she has a B and J right there on the pillars. The initial B leaped out at me. I don't know if it's related to anybody in the spread. But then we come to, and she's a 2, the High Priestess. And 2s always represent some kind of decision. A option, a duality, a crossroads. You have to make a decision about something. So we're making the decision. You should trust what your intuition is telling you. And then we have the Six of Wands. So here we are 2 less wands. That says another decision. But the Six of Wands is about, it's a card of leadership. It's under this one, the Emperor, who always like to be a leader. But it's the Six of Wands, so it says a card of leadership. Before it was 6, it was a 5. So there were maybe some head games, somebody trying to get the last word in, but you have overcome that. And it means you might get a bonus, a raise, a promotion, or your name in the paper. You may graduate with a degree or certificate or something. It usually spells good news when the Six of Wands shows up. And it definitely says that you will move forward. Here with the Ace and the Eight of Swords make 9 swords. So again, it's some kind of mental thing that you're wrestling with. And I don't know if it's an Emperor who's trying to get you to come in and participate in whatever he wants you to. And it says, here you overcome. It doesn't say that you do what he wants. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Either way, you overcome whatever the block is, the mental block or the mental issues are. So I'm going to look now. Here with the Four of Wands, I almost forgot. The Four of Wands is another 4. And 2 fours imply a safe and secure time period. It also implies, the Four of Wands, that it might be a relationship that you are in that will reach new levels and go farther than you think it is. I call it the shacking up card. It's not a marriage card. It's a shacking up card. I have the 3 cards here, 2 cards here, which imply there's maybe a proposal coming. But I don't know. Maybe you don't take it. Maybe you decide to live with him, but you don't marry him. Anyway, the Four of Wands says a relationship that may be going to a deeper commitment than you realize, but it also talks about doing what you love and patting yourself on the back because you worked hard and you deserve everything that you receive. Okay? So, I'm going to turn these cards over, the court cards, because I can't read them. I'm going to look at the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Three of Coins, the Eight of Wands, and the Six of Wands as it relates to these two cards. Okay? I will take them in the order that they fell. The Ace of Swords. Tells me nothing. The Three of Pentacles. With the Emperor. Maybe telling of a clash of personalities, a battle of wills or disagreements, particularly in the work arena. That's what I'm saying. That it feels like that there was some kind of tension there. Okay. With another three card, it is an indication that hard work and some obstacles will present before completion and successful work and rewards. There's more than one person involved in a situation, and suggests that there may be a suspended activity before future successes can be brought to fruition. The Eight of Swords. Tells me nothing next to these two cards, but two eights imply there may be a slight concern in regards to a new romance, relationship, or partnership. That's what I'm saying. You can't trust what he's saying. You don't think you can anyway. We're here with the Eight of Swords. It's kind of confusing. The Eight of Wands. Tells me nothing. The Six of Wands. Next to the High Priestess. Indicates that a time is coming up where you may be intrigued and interested in the metaphysical realm. Next to the High Priestess, the Six of Wands tells that it is important to seek out more knowledge of the metaphysical philosophy. I don't know how that fits, but you never know. So, that's what I have for you. I'm not going to pull any Sibila cards. I think there is some doubt and confusion about what this person is asking you to do, or have asked you to do, or asked you to participate in. The whole world down here says that, basically that you may have to change your mind. Okay? That's what I'm getting. But it doesn't say if you change your mind and not do it, or if you change your mind and do it. Either way, it's something that you may overcome. Okay? So I'm going to pull a Psychic Oracle Tarot, and we will see what they have to say, the Oracle cards have to say. Think about your question, if you recognize this story, and maybe the Oracle card will answer it for you. I can't ever shuffle these cards because they're so thick. They're made of good quality cards. Okay. It's the Seven of Wands. The Six of Wands. Victory and success. The same card as this. Okay. Let me read to you what it says. If I can find the wands in this. Okay. Victory and success. Good news is on the way. I told you that. With this card, the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. The qualities of this positive card are competition, victory, and success that often follow a difficult period. Many people around you are very proud to see how you triumphantly came through it. They respect you and may even attempt to follow your example. You have worked hard and devoted much effort to get to this point in your life, where you become wiser and have grown in so many ways. This could be like the emperor trying to not coerce you, that's the wrong word, trying to get you to join his team or his business or something like that. Always remember to stop and pat yourself on the back. You deserve it. What this card says. The card also reminds you to stay grounded, remember where you came from, and keep your ego in check. Don't lose who you really are. It could be this card right here. You're afraid of losing who you are or your identity. The victory can be used as a teaching tool for the future. Realize that if you came through this challenging time, you can achieve anything. And that's a card. Okay? And that's what I have for you for Cancer, August 2025. And good luck. Oh, hang on. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Bye.